After spending the last few months in the United States, we've decided we're ready to take a British holiday. The only catch is that we don't have any plans to go to the UK anytime soon, so we're gonna take a British holiday in the closest, best place that I know of, and that's Victoria, BC.
And by BC, you mean British Columbia.
I do. And also, we're getting off to a very appropriate start with a little rain. We got up very early this morning to drive to Port Angeles, Washington to take the ferry over. A pretty fun experience. Our first thing on the agenda is here at the Butchart Gardens, which we will explore later, but first we have a reservation for afternoon tea, and honestly, I've been dreaming about this moment since we booked it last week. The one nice thing about it raining today is that we pretty much have the place to ourselves.
So far, so good. There's not a lot of people around.
Excuse me, sir, you got a little spittle coming out of your mouth. So the story with the Butchart Gardens is that a husband and wife moved here in, I think, 1904, basically to start a cement plant. And the wife made this home have a kick-butt garden, and that is, I think, what we're going to see today. But the actual afternoon tea, or the high tea as they call it here, that we're doing is in their residence, and it is lovely in here. We're just surrounded by flowers, including beautiful orchids and things I've never seen in my life. And it's a lovely setting for an afternoon tea.
Something they do here that is a little different is you don't generally start your high tea with a dessert, but the wife of the owner that was here was a big fan of serving everyone a trifle. So they start you here with a trifle made with apple, and it looks really lovely. That's really nice. That's almost like apple pie as a trifle.
Good
Pretty
job.
tasty.
Good one, Jenny Butchart. Are you as excited about this as I am?
I'm pretty excited. We didn't eat very much this morning, so it makes it look extra good, even though it looks pretty good to begin with.
I've only eaten 2 things so far, but that wild sockeye salmon and crudité is my favorite thing so far. It's so good, right? Cheers in our steak sliders.
You're moving on already?
She told us to, after eating the bottom hot items, to do this because it's still kind of warm. And also, it's the part of the day I'm looking forward to above everything else. I just love me a scone. And unfortunately, they don't have clotted cream here. They today are serving whipped mascarpone, but I'm sure it's still going to be just as good because this is their signature candied ginger scone, and it looks and smells amazing. Oh, it seems lovely though. Like, I'm good with that.
Still looks like it's kind of got that clotted cream consistency.
Yeah. Look how good that strawberry jam looks. I'm somebody that's have a little bit mixed feelings of ginger. I think sometimes it's used too much, but it's used perfectly in this. It's very subtle. It just gives us a nice little hint of ginger in the background. This is really lovely. This is every bit as good as I was hoping for. I keep getting so excited about all the desserts that I keep going. Jim's like, we haven't filmed that one. Well, here it is.
Thumbs up from you.
We did a pretty good number on this little platter, but I think we're gonna get the rest to go. What a lovely experience that was. And since we're here, we have to go check out the gardens. And being that we're here in late March, it's pretty close to the peak time to see them, I think, all the things in bloom. It's such a nice gesture that they have all these little umbrella stations where you can borrow an umbrella. The Sunken Gardens is one of the places that you have to see when you come here, and it's really neat because there was a cement factory, well, there's still remnants over there, that you can barely see peeking out through the trees, and this was a limestone quarry that they used to make cement, and when that was exhausted, the wife, Jenny Butchart, she basically turned this into a lovely garden, and it's so neat and beautiful. I love just the layers of it. There's even a picture of what it looked like when she started putting more gardens in it, and you can see the cement factory in the background. We're on our way to find something called the bog garden. I don't know what a bog garden means, but it sounds cool.
The bog of eternal garden.
Gotta find that one. I need to know why this is called a bog garden. It doesn't say anything on the map.
Is that little pond the bog? I don't know.
I'm assuming. I like how mossy and green everything is. Oh yeah, that's honeysuckle. I can smell it. It smells delightful. It smells so freaking good over here.
It's really nice. I am sneezing a little bit, but
I'm not. I'm enjoying it. Sorry for you.
thanks, allergies.
Sorry for your loss. They even have actual roses from England, like Shrewsbury ones. Oh, they have a whole bunch of English roses.
Yeah, behind you too.
How neat. Wah wah, we're here in the wrong season.
Yeah.
Nailed it. Good job.
Did that.
Proud of you. The Japanese garden is also really neat. There's so much moss everywhere here, and there's all these layers and just so many little corners and things to see. This place has been very impressive. I can see why it is so highly recommended by pretty much anyone that we talk to that has been to Victoria, said you have to go there. And I think you do. I am not sure how you say it. I read on their website that it's Butchart Gardens, like Butch Cassidy, but then everyone here keeps calling it Butchart. So now I'm confused. Have I been saying it wrong the whole time? Or is the website right and everyone else is wrong? I don't know. I'm not sure. Maybe you know. You could let us know.
And of course, now that it's stopped raining, we're about done here. Still been beautiful, but I think it's time to check out Victoria proper.
We just arrived at our hotel, the Best Western Plus Carlton Plaza Hotel. And I'm very excited because Best Western is actually the partner of our video today. We have stayed in Best Westerns all over the place. And one of the things that I love is that they're always in really good locations, whether they're on the way on a good pit stop right off the side of the freeway, or like this Best Western Plus here in Victoria. It is centrally located downtown. It is gonna be a quick, easy walk to everything that we have planned over the next couple days. We are staying in a king suite. It's a kitchenette suite. Our room was upgraded when we checked in. Didn't expect that, but it's a lovely bonus to have a stove or a hob, since this is a British holiday, as well as the regularly included fridge and microwave. Also a nice little coffee maker. I know that when I book with Best Western that I'm gonna have a reliable and consistent experience. I'm gonna feel comfortable, we're gonna have a nice relaxing time, and it's gonna be all at a good value. Plus they have nice touches. This hotel left us a goodie bag of chocolates, which is just lovely. Most Best Westerns have a free breakfast. They usually have a pool. There's usually a nice fitness center. And I think for everything that you get, it's always a good value. Consistency at a good value. So we will have a nice relaxing evening here. Thank you to Best Western for partnering with us on today's video. We've had time to unpack and unwind a little bit. Let's go find something for dinner. I've never been so sad that we aren't here on a Sunday. As soon as we walked into this place, I knew that we were on the right track. This is Bartholomew's Public House. It says it's an English-style pub on the outside, and I might even think I was actually in Old Blighty if it weren't for the fact that there is no football on TV and a lot of hockey. Very excited. I don't trust gin and tonics in the US yet. So we're in Canada. I'll try a local Canadian gin and tonic. It's really nice. It's very, very nice. I got a rhubarb gin and it has dried hibiscus in it and it's lovely.
I got the bangers and mash. I'm not sure if they were Cumberland sausages, but if they were not, they were pretty close. And the mash was nice. overall enjoyable.
After the cold, rainy day we've had, all I really wanted was some Yorkshire pudding with some hot gravy on it. I technically got told in the hole it comes with beef instead of sausages like we've had in the UK, but it's still really good. It's on point for me. My only regret is that we did not come on a Sunday because we could have had a Sunday roast, and that sounds, well, not as good now, but when we saw the sign walking up, I was a little jealous. When I saw a brochure advertising a place called Miniature World, I knew that we had to go see it. And honestly, it feels very appropriate for us trying to recreate a British holiday, since we've done pretty neat things in England, like going to a model village. So let's go inside and check it out. After all, there are over 85 exciting miniature dioramas and displays in here. I can't think of a better way to spend our afternoon.
It's thrilling. You ready to take the train to Miniature World?
It feels very Star Wars right now.
Oh,
because it is. Immediately I'm like 10 out of 10. This is awesome.
yeah, this is cooler than I thought it was going to be.
Kind of looks like Epcot if you ask me. I don't know the last time I saw you as excited as when you got to push a button to make a propeller spin.
It's exciting.
Didn't tell me they were gonna have an old West town in here. It's like all my favorite things. I recognize a castle we've been to.
You'll be excited to see where we're going next, Kara. Old London Town.
I love that there's even a Harrods here. I keep expecting to come to the end and we just keep turning corners and find whole new rooms. Like now we're in Circus World, apparently. Not only was that place about 10 times cooler than I thought it was gonna be, but we participated in an Easter egg hunt and found all 3, and so we each got some free chocolate, and we might win something else. I don't know, we'll see. I'm so excited for tomorrow because we're gonna explore so much more of the city center, but I'm also very excited for a well-needed sleep. So we'll see you in the morning. Can you believe how gorgeous it is today? We are shaping up to have such a lovely day. We woke up to a gorgeous sunny view from our hotel room, had a really nice breakfast at the Ruby, the restaurant that's connected to our hotel, had some Canadian breakfast poutine, so that was a really, really nice time. And now we're here down by the waterfront on the harbor, just taking in the views and wandering around. Let's learn a little bit more about Victoria today. You know, I usually like to do a lot of research before we come to a place, but sometimes we just wing it and we come and we check it out, and that is very much what we're doing here in Victoria. But one thing that I did learn before we got here is that Victoria was actually a pretty big hub for the Hudson Bay Trading Company, which we have things named down in the town I'm from in Washington after that. So it's kind of interesting that we have that connection in common. It was really booming as a gold rush town. I think it's probably appropriately named Victoria because you look around and there's all these Victorian buildings. It was so booming in the 1800s. It reminds me a little bit of maybe like Manchester or somewhere that we've been that has a lot of Victorian architecture. I don't know, what do you think, Jared? Does it remind you of England?
It does. I think the Parliament building very much looks like something that could come out of that. And just in general, it gives me like Vancouver, BC kind of vibes, like a smaller, more version of that.
Yeah.
But it's a very pretty city.
Yeah, to see the Parliament building in person, it is a very beautiful building. One of the most iconic here in Victoria, as well as the Empress Hotel. It is really neat to finally see it in person. I can't believe I've lived in Washington State so much of my life and I've never actually come here before. But the Empress Hotel is so iconic, and it's also supposed to be the place to go have high tea or afternoon tea. but it is also, I think, $100 Canadian or around that. We opted for Butchart Gardens just because it was about half that price. But it is neat to finally see it. I think with us not doing a lot of research before getting here, we've decided that we are going to take a hop-on, hop-off bus so we can learn a little bit more about Victoria. What a nice, enjoyable tour. I feel like I learned so much more about the history, the culture. We kind of got a little bit more of our bearings here in Victoria. And one of the fun things that I think we learned was about how this Chinatown here in Victoria is not the largest, that's Vancouver, but it was until I think he said 1902. But it is the oldest Chinatown in Canada. So we decided we would come and explore it, even though it is a fraction of what it used to be.
We are about to check out Fantan Alley, which is apparently the most narrow street in North America. He said Canada, but apparently it's North America, and it's just about 3.5 feet wide. So let's go check it out.
For such a narrow alley, it sure is a little wind tunnel in here.
Yeah, it's kind of chilly.
Yeah, let's get out of this wind tunnel. We came into the Victoria Public Market just to check it out and decided that it smelled so good that we would change our plans of having fish and chips today to getting something that smelled good from here. We both decided to get different types of food because they had so many food options and we couldn't decide which thing was smelling the best, but I think we found one of them or both of them.
I got beef yakisoba, and yeah, the yakisoba sauce is nice. The noodles have a really nice texture. It's got some good flavor. I like it.
I opted for Indian food. I got the chicken madras, and I said medium spice, which sometimes that gets me in trouble, but we'll see. It's just the right amount of spice. It's really good. So flavorful. This is exactly what I was craving. And of course I had to get some naan as well, and it looks delightful. I'm so glad we stumbled upon this because I do feel like it gave me that little hint of some of those markets that we really love in the UK that have those like really nice mix of foods from around the world. And I think we both satisfied that craving. That was definitely the best Indian food that I have had since we were last in the UK. 100% fact.
There were a few less shops in the actual area that we thought, but it's definitely worth checking out if you're in the area and you want something to eat. The food here seems really great.
Also, they're playing Yacht Rock, so that's a good thing for Jeremy.
That's fair, yeah.
Since it's right by our hotel, we decided to pop into this DVD video store, which I feel like those are hard to come by, and so it's always nice to see. And it's really cool that they also have really good deals on regular rentals as well. Jeremy found a section we need to start working on. You know it's a good day when you buy Dude, Where's My Car on Blu-ray, so this place was a win in my book. I think since we're by our hotel, this seems like a good place to end our day, but we'll see you bright and early on our, sadly, last day tomorrow. I'm so sad that it's our last day, but we do have one really important thing on the agenda that you have to try when you're here in Victoria, and also it wouldn't be a British holiday without it, and that is getting some fish and chips. We've come to a place called Redfish Bluefish. This is the place that everyone says you have to go to, and we were gonna maybe try a little bit more of a locals place, but then we got a message the other day from Heather on Instagram, and she said, no, you have to go here. So here we are. We're having some fish and chips.
We've heard that this place can be pretty busy with lines up to like an hour wait at their peak times in like the summer. So we came pretty early, which means we're having fish and chips for breakfast, brunch, I don't know, but it smells really good either way.
I have to be honest, these look incredible. The batter looks perfect if you ask me.
It does look really good.
I opted for the BC halibut because that's my personal preference in North America when we don't really have haddock as an option. And Jeremy got the salmon fish and chips, which is probably unusual for some of our British audience, but they're good here. I mean, not here, I don't know about here, I'm assuming, but we have them in the US and they're very good. Those are amazing. These are hands down the best fish and chips that I've probably ever had in North America. The batter is so crispy and crunchy, and the inside fish is just so flaky and just lovely, fresh halibut. It's really, really nice. And what better place than to sit here by the seaside? The proper way to do it, I think, in the UK too.
I would definitely say that is among the best fish and chips we've had, at least in North America.
But maybe ever. They're really, really good.
They're really good.
Have I been packing a chip fork around for 6 months since we left the UK? You betcha I have, and today I finally get to use it. They're maybe not as good as a proper chip in the UK, but they're honestly better than most of the fries that we've had in North America since we've returned. I think that checked the box of a good fish and chips.
I think it did, yeah. It had a nice coating that was kind of similar to something you'd find in the UK. And I think just the quality was really nice altogether. It was very well recommended if you're around. We probably didn't need as much of the actual fish that we ordered, though.
We were just expecting smaller pieces, which would be typical, and they were very large, and we definitely could have shared one, but hey, they were really good. There is a line forming now that we're on our way out, so apparently the key is to have fish and chips for breakfast at the 11 o'clock hour. We got postcards the other day, but we were one short for our patrons on Patreon. So we gotta get one more and mail it out today. I love that we've come across multiple places selling frozen bananas. I think I don't typically see anywhere else.
Yeah, not often.
But I like it. It seems like a good business venture.
There's always money in the banana stand.
Yeah, you got it. You knew where I was going with it. It is time for us to head back to our hotel to pick up our car and take the ferry back over to the US. But we have had an amazing time here, and I can't wait till we come back. I can't believe we've never been here before. If you are new here, this is kind of a weird video for you to see as your first video, but please subscribe to our channel and make sure that you follow along on our future endeavors.
Thank you to Best Western for giving us a really lovely place to stay while we were here. Have you ever thought of coming to Victoria? Is it on your bucket list now? And if you have been, where's some place that we missed that you think we should go?
Thank you to our patrons for supporting our channel. Thank you for watching. And make sure you go check out this video where we were just a little bit further south of here on the Washington coast in a very lovely seaside town called Long Beach.